Alright, putting this old girl to work already. Let's see, I might have to straighten that wheel out a little bit. The old push bumper. Try to get this thing straight in here. Be on our way. Might have goosed her a little much. Bump her back a tiny bit and we'll get her straight. Alright, we'll straighten her out and she'll be good to go. Then we can clean this up, vacuum it all out, and get the heads on. Alright, and now I'm going to go through, I'm just going to check to make sure that these lifters work well with the trays. So basically I'm just checking to see how they fit in there and if there's any, I guess you could call it lateral movement or side-to-side movement, just to make sure that these lifters can't spin inside the trays. I know they're brand new, but you never know. Once in a while you'll get, they're just molded, so you can have an error in them or something. But that's a good thing to check also. Alright, we got them soaking, so we'll let them sit in here for an hour or so. I'm just going to scrape the old the heads and scrape all the old gasket material off, and then we'll be ready to install. I gotta scrape the block too, but we'll see if I get in there. Alright, I got the heads about as clean as I'm gonna get them. I just took a straight blade or scraper, scraped it and sprayed it down with some carb cleaner and some brake cleaning stuff that I had laying around. So they're looking pretty good. Definitely better than they were anyway. So we'll get these things put on there. I'm in the process now of just cleaning the block. So we're slowly getting there. I'll just clean this up real quick and wipe it down. Vacuum all this junk up out of here and throw those lifters in there that have been soaking, and we'll be in business, ready to torque the stuff down. Alright, got the block about as clean as I can. All I do to do that is just use a scraper, scrape all that old gasket material off, and I spray it down with some carb or choke cleaner, or even brake cleaner is fine. And then wipe all the ports out and all. So now that it's all done, did both sides here. About ready to go. I mean, you don't have to get the pistons super clean or anything, I don't think. But just make sure all that gasket material is off of there. And we can go ahead and pull these out of the lifters out of the fluid, and they've been soaking for a while now, and we can pop them in there So we'll go ahead and start that now. Alright, so we got the head gaskets, if you need them. These are Felpro. This is the part number 26192PT. And we'll get these unwrapped and get them ready to set on a block, and then we'll lower the head onto it. So, see how it goes. Alright, so we got the heads placed in there, bolts all lined up and good. So next thing we're gonna do is make sure that the heads are pushed down. There's these little dowels that are not dowels, but there's these little, I don't know what you want to call them. But basically they're to help you line it up. I didn't replace them, I left the same ones in there. You're supposed to put new ones in there, it's supposed to help. But I think this is working just fine. And alright, so you get your torque wrench, you set it to 22 foot-pounds, and what you're going to do first, you're just going to tighten these up by hand, get all of them hand tight, and then you'll start torquing them off. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and kind of you'll do a cross back and forth, and I'll have that torque pattern. I'll have a picture of it up here, but I'll get a time lapse real quick of me getting this done, and then we'll be ready to bolt the headers on and get the top part of this motor together. Alright, I made the silly mistake of not getting all the bolts in before I tightened any of them. So just make sure you get these top ones in first before you start snugging anything else up, because I couldn't get these to line up with those snug, with the head bolt snug. So just keep that in mind when you do it. Maybe it'll save you 5 minutes of time. So we got them all torqued down. We're gonna go to the other side and torque them also. Alright, they're in there. So all you got to do is run that pattern. You make 2 passes and it should be good to go. I'm hoping I don't have any issues, and I'll get the headers and all that bolted up next time I come out in the garage here, and we'll be ready and set to get this thing moving again. I'm excited. So thanks again for watching, and we'll get this project and some more done. Okay, so we're on the second pass. So what you're gonna do, torque these head bolts down, is torque them 90 degrees. I don't have a torque wrench that does degrees, so I'm just gonna wing it. And basically what I'm gonna do, same sequence as before, and then I'm just gonna torque it to what I think is about 90 degrees. So I got the ratchet about 90, and then I'm just gonna take it, turn it about a right degree angle. I need one little bit more of a turn, and then that's 90, and then I'll do that to each one, and then the next torque pass would be, I believe it's 50 degrees. So what I do is try to get it close to 45, 50 degrees, the best that I can, and it should be fine, hopefully. Guys, we got everything on, got the headers on. I had to pull the plugs to do the headers, to do it easily. So now what we're gonna do, we got the rockers on, and the push rods in and all that. So what we're gonna do is just torque down all these rocker arms, To do that, you basically want the valve all the way out, and that way there's no pressure or anything on the rocker arm itself. Once you have that, you're basically just going to rotate the motor over. And with the plugs out, it makes this a lot easier, obviously. And I don't know if you could see, this one's all the way up now. My hand may have been in the way. This valve spring is all the way up, so then you know you're good to go ahead and tighten it down. 22 foot-pounds. There we go. Alright, now basically that's what you're going to do all the way through. So you're just going to choose whatever arm you're working with. So let's see what we got here. I'll just do that one up in front there. You can see it's all the way down. Let me get this right. And I don't know, hopefully you can see that. It just came up. So it's all the way up. So then we'll go ahead and see how loose it is now. And we'll just tighten that down, 22 foot-pounds. There we go. So that's how you go ahead and torque all these rocker arms down. Then you'll have a little play just like this. And once they're torqued down, that's the way they should be. And then what I'm going to do now, I'll just run through the rest of them. There's no sense of video and all that because it's pretty boring to watch, honestly. So hopefully that'll give you a good idea of how to work this. See if my hand probably wasn't in the way, but you guys will get the idea. We'll get all the rest of this torqued down, and then we'll get the whole top part of the motor put back together, just the intake and the fuel rails, and we can fire this thing up and hopefully she's good to go. Alright, I'm not getting any fuel. The fuel pump's not kicking on. So try to figure that out. I'm going to troubleshoot this for a minute and let you know what I find. I forgot I pulled this fuse and put it in upside down and just put it in here and stored it because I didn't want the fuel pump to kick on, and that's the whole reason why, hopefully. So take two. I think she's going to go this time. Let me get my intake hooked back up. There we go. Okay, round two. Alright, so we got still have that valve train tap, and my code reader's showing that the timing is advanced, so I'm not sure, maybe I didn't time it right, or I wasn't thinking about timing when I put this together, when I put the cam in at least, and that's possibly the problem. So I'm gonna pull the timing cover off. I'm gonna see if I could do it without pulling the pulley. If I do have to get the pulley off, then I'm gonna have to go get a puller. But I guess we'll see. Hopefully that's all it was, and it was just stupid that I went through and put new lifters in the thing when it didn't need it. But I just hope that that's all the problem is, because I'm not trying to really deal with this issue anymore. But we'll see how it goes, and I'll try to get the timing set on this. Alright, I got all the bolts off. I am actually gonna have to pull it. I thought I can have a little bit of leeway, but I'm not gonna have any. So I'll have to pull the crank pulley. I can't get the bolt off, so I'm gonna try this. I just hooked it up to a breaker bar, and I couldn't get it to sit on the frame because it hit my fender first, so I have it sit on some wood. And we're gonna see, get this stuff in there good. We're gonna see if I can break it free by cranking it over real quick. Well, it started, so I guess it broke it free pretty quick. Yep, like a charm. I tried to do it with the impact and it wasn't coming off. And that just broke it right free. So there we go. Put this over here with the other bolts. We'll work on getting this pulley off now. I'll probably have to go to Advanced Auto, rent a puller or something. Alright, I actually have an old puller that a pop-up gave me, so I'm gonna just use this. It's a 7/8 socket. I'm gonna set it right in there, just like that. Set the puller on it and crank it over. See if this puller will work. If not, I'll have to go get one rent one from Advanced. Alright, so I think my timing was off a bit there. If you can see, I marked it with paint on the tip of that gear, and then that's the other one. It was off a bit, so I'm not sure what I was doing when I put this thing together. Maybe drinking too many beers or wasn't paying attention, I have no idea. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna try to rotate that the top gear, so that timing mark lines up with the bottom one, and then I should be okay, I hope. And then we can put all this together and just see if hopefully that solves my problem. And it probably didn't need lifters or anything, just the timing was advanced. But we'll give it a go. Alright, we got it lined up. It's hard to get a light in there so you can see it. See in there? Well, it's lined up. What I did, I just took a pry bar, set it on these teeth, and tapped it slowly downwards. Probably not the best idea, but I was cranking on this bolt. I didn't want to break the bolt off in the cam or anything, so I think it was the better of the two methods, I guess. So we'll get that all bolted together and see if we can just get this thing to run and what it sounds like. If it sounds good, then we're good to go. And hopefully the head gasket's sealed properly, and then we'll go from there. Alright, got it all in. I'm working on getting the dang harmonic balancer in. The problem I have is I don't have a tool with me, so what I'm gonna do is just beat on this thing till it goes in there. I got a long ass extension and a socket, and it sits right on the balancer. So it's a perfect diameter for it. So I'm just sticking it on there, and I've just been whacking it with the rubber mallet just to get it closer and closer. And once I can get it close enough to where I could thread the bolt on wherever that may have gone to. Guess I'll have to search for that in this mess. Once I can get a couple threads on it, then I should be good to go. All right, let's just beat on this thing. All right, got a couple threads on this thing, and well, I guess I didn't have any. Thought I had some threads on it. Well, back to beating. Alright, got enough threads on there now. So we'll just send her home with the old impact. Died on me. I'll get another one, and then I'll get this thing on there all the way. It's all together. Let's see what happens here. Now she doesn't want to start at all. Not sure what that is. Let's just make sure everything's plugged in. Oh, you know what? Stupid. Some dummy forgot to put the spark plug back in. Alright, we'll get this in and we'll see if this solves the issue. Alright, plug's back in, it's hooked up. I'm not sure what's going on here. Something didn't sound right, but alrighty. Guess we'll have to dive back into this thing. There she goes, she finally started. Sounds so much better. Can't even hear it. Hey. Quiet as can be. Wow. You can hear a tiny bit, but I think that's kind of normal. I'll check the oil pressure. Thing sounds real good now. Oil pressure's right about 50. right, then I would have been all right, I think. Sounds good. Burning off all the oil and stuff. Dang. Now I'm excited again. I was kind of getting disheartened. And hopefully the head gasket's sealed properly and that's all good. Although, I'm gonna start adding coolant to this thing now. Guys, for tuning in. So we got the heads on, we got everything figured out, got the lifters in, adjusted the timing, which is what the problem was to begin with, I believe. And I could have got away with just adjusting the timing the first time instead of running through and changing lifters, and pulling heads and all that. But at least we know we got new lifters in it with the new cams, so that's good. And we got new head gaskets, and hopefully they sealed. I didn't see any leaks or anything, but you know, we won't know until we run that thing for a while and drive it probably. So next thing on the list is going to be, I got the lines for the clutch I got to make up, and then just the throttle cable, and I need to make a support for that two-piece drive shaft, just a hanger for the center carrier bearing, and it should be ready to go and rip some burnouts. And then we can start cranking on this thing. I am going to keep working on that C10 here and there. I'm going to lower it. I got front spindle drop to do, probably cut a coil out of it, and then I'm also going to do an axle flip in the back and a C-notch. So that thing will sit pretty. It's going to sit low. Probably, I guess that'll be like a 4-6 drop, 4 in the front, 6 in the rear, and we'll get that thing sitting right. But so next thing I'm gonna start working on, once I get that truck running, moving, driving, we're gonna go and pull that Dodge cab, or the Dodge second gen with the Cummins in it. We're gonna pull that in here. We're gonna pull that cab off, get rid of it. Hopefully someone will buy it. It'll sit back there for a little while, but I don't want it to sit too long. Or I'll take it to the scrapyard. And then we'll start mocking this thing up, try to set it down, see what we have to cut, and see what we can get to work out for it. I think I'm going to have to put 2 cylinders under the firewall into the cab basically on this. So we're gonna figure some things out, but definitely stay tuned for that, because that's a really exciting project coming up. And I know there's a good amount of you guys that are really interested in seeing this International on that Cummins, or on that Dodge frame and chassis and everything. So again, thanks for tuning in, and if you haven't subscribed, if you like what you see and if you like seeing some of these projects that I'm working on, feel free to subscribe and comment below if you see anything that catches your eye, or you want to give me any pointers, or even if you want to say, hey, that's a cool project or whatever. Everything helps, so I appreciate it, guys, and thanks for tuning in.